The South Africans beat New Zealand in Dunedin last time out. The New Zealanders out to turn the tables this afternoon. Let's remind ourselves of the two sides. Well, the big news for South Africa is that Percy Montgomery starts at full-back and will earn his 100th cap this afternoon, the first Springbok to achieve that fate. Brian Habana comes back in on the left wing with last week's debutant Yongi Nokwe dropping down to the bench. At scrum half, Furi de Priya completes his comeback from injury, reclaiming the number 9 jersey from the Carisbrooke hero Ricky January. Up front, Bakkies Bota's cheek injury means that Andreas Becker joins Victor Matfield in the second row. Skalkberger returns from injury to take his place at 6 instead of Luke Watson, and Juan Smith earns his 50th Test cap on the open side. New Zealand coach Graham Henry names the same side that hammered the Wallabies 2 weeks ago. The side rejuvenated with Manonu again teams up in the centre alongside Conrad Smith, while 23-year-old Chiefs centre Richard Kahui again plays out of position on the wing after an impressive first season for the All Blacks. Southland's Jimmy Cowan continues at scrum half. He takes his place alongside Dan Carter. Brad Thorne partners Ali Williams in the second row, and Richie McCaw again captains the side from the flank. On the replacements bench, Danny Rousseau takes his place after a strong season with the Blue Bulls. The talents of Francois Steyn will no doubt be utilised later on. New Zealand's only change in their 22 is the inclusion of Isa Toeava. Without further ado, let's get over to Newlands. A huge game in the hunt for the 2008 Tri Nations trophy, and commentary comes from Joel Stransky and Matthew Pearce.
International, his 29th as captain of his country, and Joel Stransky, he proved in Auckland a week ago just what an influential leader he is for a vital game against Australia and making a difference.
Well, he's a great leader, but probably more importantly, he sets a fine example as a player. We often talk about him as being a fetcher, someone who scraps for the ball on the floor. He does it superbly well. We saw in 1 or 2 clips before in the build-up to this test match, though, he's a great link and a great foil between the backs and the forwards. Carries it up strongly and links well with the backs, as does that man Daniel Carter. Well, we've touched on how important he is. He's got his arm significantly enough around Manonu. Another man who will be vital today, particularly in the lineouts. Andrew Hall is one area the box will target. It will be the lineout.
Well, what a moment this is going to be for Percy Montgomery. Went to school just up the road from Newlands Stadium here at Sachs, South African College Schools. Made his debut for South Africa on the 28th of June, 1997 in Durban against the British and Irish Lions. What a journey it's been. He started, as of today, 90 of those 100 test matches. A beneficiary of the Tries for Smiles initiative that took place during the Super 14 competition. What a valuable progress it has been. What new hope and new life to so many young kids throughout South Africa. As Victor Matfield will bring the Springboks out. His 8th time as captain and will join Percy Montgomery. Smith plays his 50th test match today. What a week it's been for him. His wife gave birth to their first child, a little girl, on Tuesday. And now his 50th test match for South Africa. For Victor Matfield, it's his 75th. And if your eyes are dry, you're one of the few. A highly emotionally charged moment. Very, very special.
Poor old Juan Smith plays his 50th test and will probably get to run out next week and celebrate it in grand fashion. But today belongs to Percy Montgomery. What an influence he's had on the likes of Brian Habana, Jean de Villiers, all those players around him. The true professional is how Percy is regarded. what a versatile player as well. Started in the midfield for South Africa and moved back to the fullback position where he prefers to play.
Wonderful time always at the national anthems. It's the Bala brothers who will sing New Zealand's national anthem, God Defend New Zealand.
To commemorate a South African Springbok legend, a moment of silence as we remember 1950s prop and Springbok legend Harry Newton Walker, who passed away at the age of 80. A moment of silence, please.
Who played prop for South Africa back in the 50s.
And now for the New Zealand anthem, sung by the Bala brothers.
God Defend New Zealand, sung by the Bala brothers. Rousing anthem indeed. Now another band of brothers known as Die Broers will sing Nkosi Sikeleli, Africa.
Nkosi Sikeleli, Africa, malupaganizu pondo wayo, izwa imitanga. The call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land.
Well, folks, if that wasn't emotional enough, South Africa will now face up to the haka. Just an extraordinary occasion in so many respects.
Be interesting to see which haka the All Blacks do this afternoon. 2 different ones in the last couple of weeks.
Ali Williams at the forefront as usual. It was the second one, Jolly. What a moment.
And isn't it fantastic? The All Blacks, for them, it is incredibly motivational, and I can't help thinking that to face it is as awe-inspiring as it must be for them to do it.
If you haven't got the goosies now, you're never going to be a rugby fan.
Well, exactly. Look at that, and the passion, the emotion, everything that's built, the history, tradition, and it's just fantastic. And if that isn't a challenge, then I don't know what is. And look at that, cool, calm and collected. The box face up, front up and accepted. Even a hint of a smile there on Victor's face.
So much to play for here today. As we mentioned earlier, it's do or die for both these sides. Realistically, in this year's Tri Nations, South Africa know that if they win here, and in the next 2 weeks against Australia in Durban and Johannesburg, they will win the Tri Nations. They are the team, although they're at the bottom of the log at the moment, with the only away win in this year's Tri Nations. Matt Goddard takes charge of the whistle from Australia. He'll be assisted on the touchlines by Wayne Barnes of England and James Leckie of Australia. Jeff Warren of England is the test match television match official. Brad Thorpe, banned for a game after his spear tackle on John Smith, returns to the action. Butch James gets us underway and straight into touch. All the way back for a scrum on the centre spot.
So not the ideal start, probably a little bit nervous. And Butch is a strong enough character to just shrug that off, but it's the ideal start for the All Blacks. Scrum on the middle, it's one of their key strengths. Weight packs are pretty similar, just a few kgs in it. Tony Woodcock has been phenomenal in the scrum, so has Greg Somerville. Will they get that right shoulder and go to the right?
Scrum goes up in the front row. Soyalo had to pick up at the back and did so well. Early ball for Carter. Conrad Smith making valuable yardage. Jerome Kino takes it up, a tackle from Andries Becker, tried to get arms around the ball but couldn't get either. Cowan. Sibivatu was the dummy runner, big hit from Juan Smith.
Well, South Africa have won the free kick at the breakdown, but what will be most impressive for them is the first scrum.
Farid Priya back in the heat of the action, replacing Ricky January at scrum half. Takes the quick free kick. Is that going to roll dead? Yes, it does. All the way back for a scrum. So 2 unforced errors inside the first minute and a half from South Africa.
And both coming from kicks. South Africa with a couple of subtle changes in the starting lineup, mainly to provide a slightly better kicking foundation and platform. Well, now it's not quite working. Newlands often perceived to be a slow pitch. We walked out on the pitch earlier, Matt. It's quick, it's hard, and it's got a bit of bounce, as we saw from that kick rolling dead.
Touch, pause, engage.
He's got some massive fans as well at either end of the ground to help dry it out, which they've used during the week. Flat ball for Carter. The switch to Nonu. They were watching him closely. Who else but Skalkberger there to make the tackle? But quickly recycle ball for New Zealand.
Hold.
Ali Williams clatters into his opposite number. Victor Matfield, the Springbok skipper. South Africa almost getting their hands on it, but space here for Muliaina.
Well, I've got a feeling that's what taking out a player coming around to pick up the ball.
Up, please.
Well, if Frans Steyn was on the field right now, I'd fancy he'd be having a shot at goal.
His hand on the ball. Okay.
Guess he won't have the distance. He'll kick for touch though.
Be good for him to get an early kick in, just settle the nerves. He's been incredibly calm throughout the week, very humble as he has been throughout this 100 Test match career. And whenever anybody's raised this incredible milestone, he's just said, well, I've got a job to do on Saturday.
Well, I think that's what the penalty was for, taking Skalkberger away. Ball was out.
First line out throw for Bismarck Du Plessis. So many options. It's Pierre Spies at the back, tidied up by Becker. Wild pass from the second rower. South Africa at 6s and 7s here. Beautifully rescued by Farid Dupree.
Good.
Now Muliaina on to Montgomery, safe as a house. Opting not to kick it into touch. Sivivatu will bring it back. Now this time it's Habana who'll be tested under the high ball. He got up for it perfectly, knocked it on though.
Well, New Zealand playing the kicking game. There's no real wind to speak of. If anything, it's favouring the All Blacks, but by the time it gets down to ground level here at Newlands, it's swirling around the stadium, and lots of talk of Ryan Habana shouldn't be making mistakes like that. It's a good hanging up and under though.
Straight, bind up.
Nervous afternoon so far for the South Africans.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage. Back on. Ball is out.
Scrum disintegrated a little bit, and that created pressure on Jimmy Cowan. McCaw called on to do the scrum half duties. It's a decent little kick from Carter, but South Africa will have the throw. Spotted a little space in behind the South African defence. Habana goes quickly. Bouncing ball for Farid Dupree. Montgomery under pressure. Goodness me.
It's a very nervous start from South Africa. Monty certainly won't be thanking Brian Habana for that gift.
Here now.
And South Africa almost back where they started. The only difference is it's an All Black put into the lineup, which I don't think South Africa will mind too much this afternoon. When Andrew Hall looks up and realises he's got Andries Becker at the front of the lineup, Matfield in the middle, Spies and Juan Smith towards the tail. It's not a pretty picture when you've got to throw it in.
Well, the only good thing about the picture is behind Becker he can't see anybody. He knows they're there.
Let's go.
To the tail he goes, over the top to McCaw. Kahui had come in from the wing. Now Jerome Kano picked up and flung to the ground by Skalkberger, but it is recycled. Change of direction from Khan.
Play on.
Carter smothered in the tackle once again, as is Jimmy Cowan. Some huge hits going in around the fringes.
Come back, back.
The All Blacks not hassled though.
Hands out, rack. Rack.
Tony Woodcock consolidates the possession. Springbok defence holding firm for now. Nonu with a cutout pass. Went on the bounce to Richie McCaw. The little dab through for Conrad Smith to chase. It was a head race between Conrad Smith and Butch James. Smith is sure that he scored.
He is celebrating. It was a clever little dinky kick. Ball came out wide.
Go ahead,
It's wide. The last defender steps into the line. The little grubber in behind. It rolled. It was tantalisingly close to the touchline. Who dots it down? That is the big question.
Jeffrey, can you advise if there's any reason? Well, I cannot award that try.
Well, that's a try. There'll be no reason why it can't be awarded.
Please stand by.
The bounce favoured Conrad Smith, hopped horribly away from Butch James. Gallant effort, all in vain. Downward pressure is required on a ball that is not carried over. That appears to be downward pressure to me.
Front of the line out. Just get the black non-throwing hooker to stay further away.
Next time.
Jeff Warren from England has to make the call.
Matt, this is Jeff. Matt, can you hear me?
I can go ahead.
You may award the try.
Award the try.
Just get him to turn me up.
The try has been awarded to Conrad Smith, the perfect start to this match for the All Blacks. A score in the corner, and how often, Joel, don't you see a try coming from what was really a poor pass and Wyndham McCaw on the bounce?
Well, on the bounce, slight hesitation from the Springbok defence. McCaw's little grabber, phenomenal. Perfectly weighted, perfectly timed, summed up the situation. And New Zealand, well, they've had all the play, all the ball, and now they've got the reward. It's been a nervous start for South Africa, not so for the All Blacks.
Dan Carter, 791 points in Test rugby, 159 of those versus South Africa. He scored more against South Africa than any other country. And just away to the left, so unable to add the two.
Well, we talk about Richie McCaw's ability on the floor, about his captaincy, and about him linking often. Look at this for a bit of sublime skill. Weighted grubber off the left foot. And he's got his team ahead.
8th Test try for Conrad Smith. McCaw again, straight back into the thick of the action.
Hold there.
Carter inside the 22. It wasn't carried back either, but I don't think we're going to see the All Blacks kicking much ball out today. They're going to test Montgomery on this occasion. It's a good bounce for Richard Kahui, but not the greatest kick.
Well, good pressure too from Montgomery. Kahui realised he couldn't make the pass. He had Carter there. Had to kick himself off the side of the boot. And South Africa have a first good field position. There's the good pressure from Montgomery.
Hold there.
Victor Matfield barking the orders. He's the man it was aimed at. Came back on the Wallabies side, tidied up by Greg Somerville. It was carried back into the 22.
First man.
Free kick South Africa.
Well, significantly as well, it's a line-out steal for New Zealand.
James with a quick tap and go. They weren't 10. Now Juan Smith on his 50th appearance for South Africa. Soyala's got his arms all over it.
Wait, no please, no. Listen.
And he's going to get a talking
Tackle
to.
rolls, please. No more. Tackle rolls.
He was the one who made the tackle, then got his arms all over the ball.
He was the old New Zealand loose forward trio who got called out there.
Now then, South Africa opt for the scrum, 8 metres out.
Okay, keep that bind.
Soyala not rolling away. Matfield tempted to use the boot.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
And as suspected, John de Villiers may be wearing 13. He's standing at 12.
Good scrum from South Africa. Dupree tried to get his arms through the tackle, but only succeeded in dislodging the ball.
It's forward. It's gone black.
Certainly opened up for Farid Dupree. A little bit of space. He went into it, a little bit upright, which is why the ball got dislodged. Oh, he lost it really before the contact.
Hips in, please.
Trying to get it out in two hands there to make the pass. In fact, trying to get it into one hand for the contact situation. Let off for New Zealand.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Tendai and Tawarira up against Greg Somerville in the front row. Juan Smith quickly off to make the tackle on Soyalo.
Back.
Cowan takes the responsibility of the kick. There was no one back in the in-goal area, so he had no option. Brian Habana now gets it away to Montgomery. Support from Becker to clean out. Good ruck ball, South Africa. Bismarck Du Plessis in the line. Big handoff. Just couldn't find a support player. The clean out from Berger.
Wow, they call it a push ball, and you get your body over the ball like that. I think that's what's undone Bismarck Du Plessis.
Carter again, not kicking it out. Bismarck Du Plessis had gone back. Pierre Spies. Spies with a kick ahead. Muliaina just outside his 22. Sibivatu with the launch. It's not nearly as far as he would have liked. Habana this time makes a good catch. Now Farid Appear spots some space. Eddie Jacobs over the top for Monty.
Forward pass. Matt Goddard has picked it up. Playing frantically to get the players to stop. Wow, good little passage of play for South Africa though. Some brilliant interpassing, backs and forwards. And there's no doubt that that pass is forward pass a couple of meters before the 22-meter line, and
Time off.
Percy got it way after.
Blood. Yeah, just fix it up. Just get her to put something on it. Just blood. Just put some Vaseline on it, be fine.
There's a little interpassing for Farid Dupree, head down and hands, freeing up the hands, which released Eddie Jacobs. And the rest was all for nothing. Good scrambling defence once again from New Zealand. Loads of pace in this All Black team, and the South African team too.
Locks. Crouch.
New Zealand with the bulk of the possession.
Engage.
But now, slightly under pressure, but
Wait.
Van der Linde penalised for scrumming straight in.
Straight in.
The first time he's been penalised for scrummaging straight in his career. Somewhat of a reputation.
And of course that is a long arm penalty, even under the ELVs being applied in the Tri Nations. So Carter with a chance to set up their own lineup. Be interesting to see the competition on the New Zealand throw.
Well, as CJ Hetty went straight in, Tony Woodcock was left almost by himself on the outside of the scrum there. New Zealand line out first. First line out they had went over the top. Where will this one go?
It was intended for Brad Thorne from Andrew Hoare. The All Blacks did well actually to tidy it up in the end. Carter, seen plenty of kicking from him. Conrad Smith is chasing it. He was ahead of the ball when it was kicked. Montgomery goes up. He was in the air as well. Now Habana supporting Peterson. Habana is away. Tackle from Cowan. And Ma Nonu got a hand in there. Was it deliberate? That's going to be the call.
Consultation. I think it'll just be given as a knock-on. Brian Habana did well here. Inside, outside, and round the Sivivatu, and away he went. Yeah, I think it's a knock-on. Natural instinct to stick a hand out and try and get to it. Certainly not a knockdown intentionally. Nice to see Brian Habana getting into the action. Had some great vision on the counter-attack a little earlier, freed up Montgomery down the left, and now a real good step and go.
Well, vital for South Africa as well. They got the back three that played in the Rugby World Cup final for a very tight game, and Habana said all week he's going to look for work around the park. Flat ball for James. The cut-out pass of Jacobs. Monty in the line. Got it back from Habana. They almost stopped playing for a moment. Berger was up in support. Pass not going to hand. A chance here for the All Blacks to counter.
Well, Habana played it on the floor there. He was the tackler. You've got to get to your feet first, though.
It was just a funny moment there where the players thought that the ball had been knocked on from both sides.
Yep. Hesitation on both camps. Quite an exciting moment, though. South Africa proving dangerous on the counter-attack right now.
I won't stay with short arms if it's silly. There's your winger. Just play them on the ground, okay?
And Montgomery did well to collect that. Showed good strength as well.
Engage.
Majority of the
Down,
game
Scott
played
Black.
inside the All Black half, but South Africa still living on scraps in terms of possession. It's their mistakes that have cost them the ball in the set phases.
Yeah, that's it. That's fine.
The All Blacks favoured in the scrum. They don't seem to be liking it too much at the moment.
Engage. Bind up.
Very quick hit and go.
Surialo through the legs for Cowan. Carter with the little chip in behind the defence. They let it bounce. Smith was up there. And still available for the All Blacks. Sivibatu with the little dab through. Montgomery well positioned. Got his pass away to Farid Dupree. There's plenty over on the left here for South Africa. Victor Matfield with the show and go. He had 3 outside him.
Off now.
Soyala all over that ball from the wrong side, surely. Manonu with the turnover steal.
An advantage being played.
South Africa not rolling away. I'd like to see that previous ruck again.
Well, the All Blacks have chosen the scrum. This is where the steal came. Super tackle on Victor Matfield. Down he went. Richie McCaw, first man on hand. On his feet, competing for the ball, quite rightly. And, well, one fair and square, it must be said.
Escalates a penalty kick to tackling for instance. Okay, that's 2.
I was more worried about Soyala a little earlier.
6 lying on ball, and on the ball. Okay, talk to them.
Plenty for Victor Matfield to ponder. They've had some territorial advantage. Haven't been able to get enough possession while down in All Black territory, and now defending once again.
Scott Black.
It certainly appears, looking down on the field, that there's a bit of a breeze that's picked up a little bit.
It's favouring the All Blacks at the moment, blowing from the southeast. Soyalo off the back. Cowan, Carter with plenty of time to dab through once again. It's too strong.
Well, you can see the All Blacks have got a little game plan here in terms of the little dab through. 3 times now they've stuck the grubber in behind.
On the chases, that was fine. Just keep you on the
Not often it happens. And we chatted a little bit about the breeze, certainly picking up a little bit here in the Western Cape afternoon.
It's a huge 22-metre dropout by Butch James. He's going the full length of the field.
Option? No, it's not dead. It's not dead. 22. It's not dead. Oh, sorry, option, Thomas.
Well,
Yeah, scrum.
very interesting moment
Sorry,
there.
my mistake.
Richie McCaw quickly told Matt Goddard about the laws of the game, and he's got it quite right.
In the middle.
3 kicking errors now from South Africa have cost them dearly in terms of field position.
And this is a massive costly error.
Inside.
This is a 75-metre turnaround.
Yeah, kickoff's
And
gone
a
in.
perfect attacking option for the All Blacks. Centre scrum.
Quickly, just hold, please, just hold. Time's off, quickly.
Conrad Smith is quickly going to change a boot. It looks like he's ripped one of his boots, which is why Matt Goddard has allowed him to change it.
Yeah.
But centre scrum for the All Blacks. Options left and right. Oh, that boot's torn completely on the inside of his toe. Is he going to play with 2 different boots, or is he going to change them both quickly? This was the try. Good quick ball. Cowan moved it out. The poor pass from Nani bounced nicely into the hands of McCaw, and a little left foot grubber through. The ball skipped away from Butch James, and the outstretched arm of Conrad Smith put the All Blacks ahead. Went upstairs to Jeff Warren from England, today's TMO.
Yes,
Didn't take him too long to work out that it was a try.
Be good. I told you I'll be
Conrad
harder,
Smith's
right? I want you to
appeal
stretch.
100% right.
Fabulous atmosphere down in Cape Town. Sold out within a couple of hours of tickets going on sale. Greg Somerville relishing the opportunity to be back in action against the Springboks. He was left out in Dunedin. John Afoa started that test match, the first one ever won by South Africa in Dunedin. But as we mentioned earlier, of all the South African grounds, Newlands has been kindest to the All Blacks. And they're on the attack once again. Soyalo again off the base of the scrum. That's a tactic they've employed often. Change of direction, Carter for Nonu. Bounces off the tackle of Butch James. Jean de Villiers was in there trying to clean out, but he's been penalised.
Full arm penalty. That's deliberate. That's deliberate. Don't do it again. Straight off. Pulse.
That's the thing under the ELVs. It's if you go off your feet at the breakdown, slow down the ball with the hands, it's a short arm penalty. If it's deemed to be absolutely deliberate like that, it can be changed into a long arm.
Yeah, and you can understand what Jean de Villiers was trying to do. He probably should have stayed on one of the All Black bodies and really counter-rucked instead of playing towards the ball. But the error now sanctioned properly. Full arm penalty, a chance for 3 points.
The only question I have for a player at the breakdown, Joel, is
on the whole,
when is it not deliberate? They're always trying to slow it down, aren't they?
Well, rather that than concede tries from delivering quick ball to the opposition all afternoon. You can't blame the players. And every single law needs to be pushed, doesn't it?
Daniel Carter. Oh, it's wayward once again. This time across to the right. So one kick missed to the left, one to the right.
Well, I was chatting to Ian Jones before the game. He asked about the kicking conditions here, and swirling wind, can it be tough? There was no wind at the time. And I said to him, not a factor today, and already it is.
Skalkberger just managing to hang on after Butch James took the quick 22-metre dropout. They're trying things, are the Springboks. Spies with the fling out to Bismarck du Plessis. The kick in field, almost an ugly collision between McCaw and Muliaina, and Spies quickly up to apply the pressure on McCaw. But he is so strong in the contact, the All Black skipper. Sivivatu brought down by Matfield. Bismarck du Plessis rips the ball away. Fantastic defensive work. Now Juan Smith took on the tackle of Carter. The fly half held firm. Jacobs. All Blacks contesting well again at the breakdown, and they've run the turnover. This is dangerous for South Africa, but Jean de Villiers read it well.
Roll, open.
A perfectly timed tackle. Cowan was an extra man here for New Zealand. Sivivatu off the side of the boot.
Wow, a couple of vital turnovers at the breakdown happening. Sivivatu limping again. Last time I think I saw him here at Newlands was for the Chiefs. He limped off injured in that game too. This was almost a horrible collision. It was somewhat of a collision, both players going down. But McCaw was very quick to recover.
South Africa opt for a short line out. Matfield and Becker in it. Becker's the go-to man. Berger in midfield. Now Jean de Villiers straight through a gap, but it was created illegally.
Crowd don't like the decision. I don't think the move went quite according to plan. And that's maybe why there was a little bit too much traffic around that, in particular one or two South African players in the route.
Carter clears to set up the line out.
Well, Skalkberger was driven back there. Spies was supposed to take that ball off him, and there's no doubt CJ van der Linde gave a little nudge to Brad Thorne, which stopped him making the tackle.
You could send that video to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
Get a contract.
You have to wear a helmet next year, though.
In you go, please.
Have to be a big one to fit on CJ.
He's fine.
Now the All Blacks playing a couple of games with the Springboks at line-out time. It's a good take from Kano. Soyalo. Muliaina up from fullback. huge hit from Andries Becker. He's certainly putting in the hard work in the absence of Bakkies Botha. Another long arm penalty.
Full up. Your players must understand when they're off the feet, they're out of the game. Okay, lying on the ground, making the tackle. Have a word, because I won't tolerate much more. Yes, that was it. Thank you.
Well, Matt Goddard has said he won't tolerate much more. That's a warning in itself. One of the Springboks is playing off the ground. I think he may have made a tackle while lying on the floor. I think that may be the issue. Didn't look like anyone played the ball, but once you're on the floor, you can't do anything. You've got to get on your feet. Dan Carter, 0 from 2 so far this afternoon, and he's between the last 2 spots he kicked from. Not a favourable corner for him at the moment. First one pushed left, second one pulled right.
And again, it's away to the left. Left, right, left. He's stealing a march.
Can't help having all those drums beating on your backswing.
Absolutely. 37,000 people in this stadium were given drums, little plastic drums before kickoff. So it does sound like a parade ground for the left, right, left. Again, great protection of the ball in contact from Richie McCaw. Nonu does that as well, but the beast from Tawarira gets the tackle. Now the chase for JP Peterson. He's got it! Peterson looking for support. Pierre Spies is up there. Jean de Villiers for Johan Smith. Vital tackle made by the All Blacks. Quick recycle, South Africa. Jacobs just short and turned in the tackle as well. All Blacks have turned it over.
Ali Williams has dropped back to make the kick.
Cowan, though, takes the responsibility. Doesn't find touch. Peterson for Skalperger now. Great tackle. I think it was Greg Somerville in there. And another turnover for the All Blacks. Thorne. And Ali Williams. Kahui couldn't get away from Habana. The ever-present Richie McCaw there to provide the support. Jerome Kano.
All alone.
Wow. Pulsating stuff, Newlands. The tackles are coming in thick and fast. And physically.
Still a ruck.
Woodcock for Conrad Smith. Good hands from Somerville for Tawiaba. Tawiaba gets away. Runs into Montgomery, bounces off him. Tawiaba having replaced Sitiveni Sibibatu. The kick over the top from Cowan. It's a clever one. Bounce for Peterson. It's an awkward ball for Butch James. He gets it on the bounce. No one up there to apply the pressure. It's almost like they're dead on their feet, Joel. This period of play carrying on for 3 or 4 minutes. Paulie Aina chases the kick. Montgomery well positioned. Now for Reid Dupree. No one out there as Habana gives chase. Carter, a lone man back. Pressure from Becker.
What a kick under pressure. Well, the crowd not happy with something that happened down on that side. It may well have been Habana pushed someone over. May have felt he was impeded. The crowd think he was.
Fair.
I think the players will all be delighted the ball's gone out. They can have a little break.
Hold it.
Oh. Wow. What the crowd is shouting about.
Black.
Bismarck we perceives make 2 steals from the player with the ball in hand.
Great take from Matfield. James. Pierre Spies in midfield. Tackle from who else?
Good,
Richie
Rich.
McCaw.
Backwards.
Now for Dupree for Habana, again looking for work over from the left wing. Good tackle, Kano. Quick recycle. The beast, the roar of beast goes up around Newlands. Which James clatters in.
It's a maul in by Green.
Want to get that to ground. Taken into the maul again. Body position costing the Springboks. Muliaina quick to take. Kahui is chasing for all he's worth. Peterson does well. Now Jean de Villiers looks to have a go. Can't get away from Conrad Smith.
Let go now!
Another steal from the All Blacks.
Well, I think there might be trouble here for the Springboks as well. They've been warned. They've played on the ground again.
Wait. Wait. So rock that Scully, the hands are up. Come here, please. No, I didn't hear that, eh? Listen, this is it. Next infringement at tackle, I'll go to my pockets, okay? Lying on the ground, playing the ball again. No more. I'll go to my pockets. You took it to our side. No, away. Away, please. Yes, your place first.
Oh, Victor Matfield is incensed. He's been told to go away. He's gone back for a little bit more. Wants to ensure that
Can you fix
Ruck
this
is
man, please?
sanctioned, but fairly on both sides, I think would probably be his argument. There's no doubt, though, New Zealand have been quicker to the breakdown. Dan Carter gets a chance to kick from the other side of the field. Would it be more successful for him?
I think the point Matfield was trying to make to Matt Goddard was, he was saying, but when you call ruck time, nobody's allowed their hands in, suggesting that New Zealand have got hands all over the ball. A lot of All Black support here in Cape Town. He's missed again. That's unbelievable. 4 out of 4. How's that for hedging your bet? Springbok jersey, or is it an All Black jersey with a Springbok jacket over the top?
It's probably reversible as well.
James with the restart and Cowan with the gather. McCaw chases up. Habana.
Great take.
Super take. Dropped one very early in the game and hasn't knocked his confidence at all. James again. Muliaina loves to carry the ball up in counter-attack. He spotted a little opening, but Farida Prayer had it covered. Muliaina went in to make the tackle with Dupree in the air, and Muliaina has stayed down. And away goes South Africa. Becker for the beast. Good surge upfield from South Africa. They want a quick recycle. They have it. Almost made a hash of it, though. James for de Villiers. Spotted some big men in front of him. James changes direction. Now Montgomery. Extra couple of men here for South Africa. Scott Berger gets the pass away for Habana. Newlands on its feet. Pile of bodies in there. Free kick South Africa. New Zealand did well to defend it. Well, from broken play, Joel, South Africa are looking really, really dangerous. They spoke during the week about steadying things up compared to their match against Argentina last week, but they're giving the ball a lot of air.
Well, there's a little bit of how's your father there. Woodcock had a bit of a go at Bismarck Duplessis. I'm not sure if he did anything. Not all handbags, really. Dead right, and what was most impressive is that Butch James moved it out to the right, realised nothing was on, got it back, went straight back to the left. Montgomery put some pace on the ball, and from there on there was some real good handling, and Habana almost snuck his way over. A couple of forwards also looking good with ball in hand. Andries Becker, Tendai Ntoarira.
Been one of the been one of the stories of the week, is would they miss Bucky's Botha? So far, Andries Becker certainly put his hand up.
Oh, good hands from Becker again there. Banner made his little dart. Form coming back, who got to
Best scrum position in the game so far, by far, for South Africa.
Is he up?
The banner's been busy all afternoon.
He's been very impressive, hasn't he? Made the first error, and since then he's jumped, he's climbed high for the ball, he's looked for work. He's been strong in both defence and on attack.
Locks.
Having a big game.
Touch. Pause. Engage. Back on.
South Africa got a good hit at that scrum. Pierre Spies got away from the first tackle of McCaw. Johan Smith can't find a way through there either. All black defence. A big black blanket.
Oh, where's the ball?
Well, again, it's free kick South Africa. And it's going to be the All Blacks who have to watch themselves at the breakdown. It's South Africa on a final warning.
Pierre Spies look good coming off the back of the scrum there.
Scrum. Scrum green. No good.
Will he try again?
CJ van der Linde just getting up a little gingerly there. Can't afford to have him anything less than 100%.
No good.
Significantly now, a little bit of space over on the left, which wasn't there at the last scrum.
And the drums are beating here at Newlands. Crowd urging the home team on.
You've both gone. Scrum green. Just wait for the call.
Good little blind side there to the left-hand side as well. Against the wheel, pace of Eddie Jacobs.
Crouch.
A banner outside him. Which way will the Springboks go?
On.
Spies again with a pickup.
McCaw didn't let him get going this time. That was the secret.
So quickly onto it. Now, Jean de Villiers. Not away from Smith. South Africa just managing to rescue this ball. Lost some ground though. Berger crunches into Tony Woodcock. But a quick ball for Fourie du Preez. Becker. Good tackle, Carter. Went in nice and low, but A.D. Jacobs there to continue the momentum. Gaines got caught out though.
So Rodney Sariolo is doing some unbelievable work around the secondary breakdown almost. As the breakdown has happened, as someone steals or contests, he's in there assisting, he's been physical, he's been hard, he's read the game well.
Victor Matfield's got to be careful here, Joel. He's the skipper, he's just getting very hot under the collar with Matt Goddard.
He needs to set a better example than that to his team, because it won't be long before the whole team start chirping back at the ref then. See one or two of the other players asking for more discipline from the Springbok team. Andries Becker found himself as the second last receiver there.
Look at the Banner cleaning out.
And stop.
Probably not the, well, you'd want Becker being the, Habana being the receiver and Becker cleaning out rather. Territorial in New Zealand under the cosh.
But their discipline is held. South Africa not getting a kick at goal, nothing in the first half. Habana from the steal at the line-out. Jean de Villiers gets the ball from a standing start. Jacobs for Monty.
Richie McCaw gets there so quickly to contest at the breakdown.
12.
It's a slow ball again for South Africa. New Zealand's defence had plenty of time to regroup. Tawarira goes on a barking run. Tony Woodcock hung on to him for dear life, his opposite number. Now Habana up the left touch. He's put a foot in touch there. He's put a foot in touch. The flag is up. The crowd thought their hero was in.
Wow. The pulsating game continues. The banner picked and went.
I'll check.
Oh, he's definitely touched the line. Unfortunate. Wayne Barnes has got it spot on the far side.
Wait, please. I'm allowed to use my judgment.
Richie McCaw.
Jeffrey,
Not happy that Matt Goddard's gone upstairs.
Go ahead, Matt.
Springboks haven't made their way back. They know it touched the line.
Okay, Jeffrey, could you just advise, please, on the foot in touch in the process of coming in to score that try?
Please stand by.
It's the heel of the back foot now.
There it is. No doubt it's on the line. And Wayne Barnes, beautifully positioned there as well, Joel. Interesting little dynamic. He was the referee in the New Zealand-France quarter-final last year, and didn't exactly endear himself to New Zealand fans.
Well, he's helping a little now.
But he got it spot on.
Yeah, he got it spot on. Good run.
There was a foot in touch in the act of scoring.
No try, foot in touch.
I'm not actually too sure why he went upstairs, really. When Barnes was on the mark, called it, put his flag up.
Wait.
Unfortunately for Brian Habana. Oh, we just spoke about what a big game he's having. He's continued.
Vital throw for Andrew Hoare, though. Inside his own 22, 3 minutes and a half to play. He's not allowed to do that, is he? Oh,
Timmy
dear.
Bulk. Decision's gone with him. Crowd thinking that he may have balked there, which of course you're not allowed to do.
Victor Matfield again has gone and had a full go at Matt Goddard. He's got to calm himself.
Massive kick.
Big kick from Carter. Farid Priya must build again. Turns his opposite number. Cowan. Again, it's a big bounce on. And over the line. So all the way back for a scrum again.
Option.
Well, South Africa have camped inside the All Black 22 for the last little period. They've come away with nothing. And they've made another error, which has given the All Blacks the ball inside their own half.
I don't think the Springboks can believe the amount of bounce there is on this Newlands pitch. They've seen a wet week. Twice now for Rita Priya over the dead ball line.
It's almost top spin on the kick instead of the back spin.
Behind 9.
Nonu. And a beautiful line up the middle. Springbok defence up to it.
Wait.
Working the short side again through Somerville. Just a minute and a half to play in the first half at Newlands. And Tawarira with the tackle on Kano.
6 green.
Carter for Nonu and Muliaina. Kahui is out wide. Good stepping from the fullback though. And a good recycle. It wasn't the greatest pass from Jimmy Cowan. Had it been, there may have been momentum there. Now Carter, they sniff an opportunity here, but it's knocked on by Kano. That could have been very dangerous. He knows it.
How important would it have been on the stroke of half-time to have got some points for both sides, mind you. He's got a big game again, Kanu. First mistake he's made. Vital one, though.
Scott Berger back in the starting lineup after missing out against Argentina. Precautionary measure, him and Brian Habana.
Locks. Crouch. Touch.
And as usual, playing very close to the line, according to Matt Goddard. With green 6 ringing out a fair amount. One last chance in the first half for Muliaina. With the hoist, Kahui is chasing. Montgomery underneath it. Does well to get up in the air to protect himself. The smart Duplessis with the handoff. Matfield. Wow, here's a chance. Berger's in support. Just manages to hang on. But bundled into touch. Well, South Africa with ball in hand, Joel, have looked very dangerous. They've got nothing to show from the first 40. But plenty to be proud about.
Absolutely. Real tight, tough game. Ball in hand. South Africa have looked good out wide, but they don't have the advantage on the score sheet. It's the All Blacks with one opportunity. Scored the try through Conrad Smith, and a very interesting half has come to an end.
Just one try.
An intriguing first half then Conrad Smith's try, the only score of that first half. The Boks have had their chances, but the All Blacks have defended valiantly. Dan Carter has missed 11 points in kicks, very uncharacteristic. It's New Zealand who leads by the slimmest of margins. It's 5-0.
Come out of it.
All right, well, it's time for the second half, and we can cross back to Cape Town and our commentary team of Matthew Pearce and Joel Stransky.
Into the sun, and Andries Becker goes up.
Ball now.
Good support from Skalkberger as well.
Cold. Easy now, out.
Fourie du Preez with the hoist. That's a tactic that Jimmy Cowan used a couple of times in the first half. Beautiful work from Toiaba. All Blacks have early possession in the second period. Soialo finds some space out on the right. Good tackle in the end by CJ van der Linde. And a good steal from Berger, but he knocked it on. Did all the hard work.
Come on, whistle.
Little set here amongst the hookers, Andrew Hall and Bismarck du Plessis fronting up. It's a good little run from Soialo. Realised that he had CJ van der Linde in front, took the gap, made some good yardage, was tackled. Skalkberger made the steal and just couldn't control it. A lot been asked of Skalkberger today. So far, tackles made 6. And it's, 7 ball carries, but it's been a tough all afternoon at the breakdown. South Africa have not had the better of the breakdown so far. CJ van der Linde seems to have done some damage to his ankle. Richie McCaw comparing those stats to Skalkberger, 2 tackles more. How many carries? Well, 1 carry less. Maybe the question we should be asking is how many steals, and I'd fancy McCaw has made more steals than Berger.
There it is, James.
Good tackle from CJ van der Linde, got across well, contested well.
You straighten and bind, hips in. Locks.
Managed to dislodge it, which allowed Skalkberger to get in and steal it.
Touch, pause, engage.
A good scrum from South Africa. Soialo had to pick up again. Carter, though, for Nonu. Jean de Villiers has defended well throughout. Nonu, very much a marked man in midfield for the All Blacks. New Zealand very patient with ball in hand, protecting the possession. There's a big clean out there from South Africa, but Cowan comes away with a good tackle from Matfield. Andrew Hall was the support player. All Blacks happy to take it through the phases, wait for the opening. Tony Woodcock. Andries Becker with an aggressive tackle.
Made a number of good strong tackles today, Becker.
Has to be careful at the breakdown. He went over the top of the ball. Cowan quickly takes the free kick. Muliaina again looking for work up from full-back. It's a bit of a wild pass for McCaw. And the knock-on. And a tap down there by Rodney Soialo. A vital one as well. The second time in the game he's got a hand to the ball. South Africans had an overlap.
Read the game well, yeah. Muliaina was a little isolated from the start, popped it between the 2 supporting players, Thorne and McCaw. Bit of a hash trying to collect it, and the error came, but good pressure from South Africa. I think South Africa would probably in the half-time break have chatted about their discipline. Discipline at the breakdown, discipline in the way they chat to the referee, in particular the captain, Matfield.
On 6.
8-9 between Pierre Spies and Fourie du Preez. Du Preez could only gather it at the second go.
Let go, Black! Hold!
Bismarck du Plessis strong in contact, but this time there are 3 All Blacks swamped around him.
22. Black 7. Out.
And they've won the turnover here, the All Blacks. Dangerous on the short side. Carter couldn't get away from Berger. Ali Williams with the pick and drive. Handling error. And holding on to the ball on the ground. So South Africa getting some respite at the breakdown.
It was a vital tackle by Skalkberger. South Africa take it quickly. Off they go.
Jean de Villiers with a beautiful step. And away he goes. He's got Havana in support. The kick ahead for Havana to chase. Muliaina comes across, as does Kahui. A quick recycle for the All Blacks. They defended that well.
And the trophy well looked after.
Quick throw in for Montgomery. Matfield for Becker. Now for Reed Dupree up the touchline. Little dab through. There's a flag out here. A dangerous charge on Fareed Dupree by Jimmy Carr.
Brian Habana's down, needing a bit of attention. Fareed Dupree getting to his feet very slowly. Habana's looks like a hamstring. And that will not be good news for Brian Habana. And immediately...
Number 9, shoulder charge.
Well, this is where the shoulder charge came. The little kick ahead. And most definitely a little shoulder charge. Fareed Dupree put ball on foot, realizing that he couldn't go anywhere. And Percy Montgomery, believe it or not, in the 45th minute this afternoon will have South Africa's first kick at goal.
What a record it is. His 100th test match, of course, 887 points. He scored, far and away the leading scorer in Test rugby for South Africa, followed by Nas Botha, and then the man next to me, Joel Stransky. Percy is away to the right.
Just like Dan Carter.
Dan Carter was in the first half. Carter missing 4 kicks at goal, a conversion and 3 penalties.
Brian Habana is up and running again. That'll be the good news for South Africa. It's a little limp to him though.
And Fareed Dupree back into the action as well. Dupree's kick just a fraction too deep perhaps. Carter well positioned inside his 22 to make the mark.
With two.
Another big kick downfield from Carter, but Montgomery once again very assured. Now, another bit of foul play spotted by the referee.
Well, Brad Thorne has stepped right into Fareed Dupree's route, looking subtly at where he was coming from, moved into his way, and was clearly obstructed.
Listen, it's just silly, stepping out of the way to take out the chaser. Right, away we go, silly.
I don't know why the crowd are booing. Should be happy that Matt Goddard spotted it.
Hasn't made many friends in South Africa this week by saying he feels no remorse for the tackle on John Smith back in Wellington. The spear tackle for which he was suspended for a game.
Well, not quite. You see, subtly looking, steps into the way. Definite obstruction. I still am not sure if it was a complete spear tackle, that tackle, to be honest. Stepped into the way, good block.
Another candidate for gridiron.
A couple today.
Montgomery. Again, it's away to the right. The flags on top of the grandstand and the railway stand are not showing a massive wind, but it's clearly playing a role. When you've got 2 kickers who scored 887 points and 791 in Test rugby, and they haven't goaled one, there's got to be an issue.
Yeah, Brian Habana coming off, struggling with that hamstring, it looks like. Conrad Junches makes his way on. I don't even know if you can blame the wind for that last kick. Percy didn't strike it well at all.
Spies with the counter-attack. Gets the handoff on Brad Thorne.
Well, Black! No!
Little knock-on from the All Blacks in there.
Come green. Black 2. Green 3. Oh, sorry, Black 3. Sorry.
Brian Habana made the chase. This is where it seems that he picked up that little injury of some sort.
You can just see him dragging that
Hips in, straight, take
right
it
leg of his through a couple of steps.
Locks. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Another good solid scrum
On
from
seven,
South
black.
Africa. The back from Spies. Cut out pass for Butch James. JP Peterson will give chase here. It's a good kick from Butch James. Muliaina taken over the line. They'll scrum 5.
And we spoke earlier about Farid Dupree's kicks bouncing forward. Butcher's one had the backspin on it. Sat up and back nicely. Mills Muliaina did really well to tidy up, but the tackle from Peterson, superb. And New Zealand, all of a sudden, are on their own goal line under pressure. Kicks out of hand a lot this afternoon. Pretty much even, Stephen. Both teams have had to kick a lot.
Locks. Crouch. Touch.
Incredible sound of drums around the Newlands Stadium. Another solid scrum from South Africa. Butch James has a little go himself. Good clean out though. Matfield. New Zealand defence.
Back.
Incredible around the fringes.
Off black 2.
It's available to go
Now off black
for South
9.
Africa.
Cross your feet, black 9. Hold there.
They're calling for it out on the right. All black defence has to shift there. Slow ball for South Africa. Opt to keep it amongst the big men for now.
Now out black. Hold there. Hold. 2 black.
Dupree is in there. CJ van der Linde is lurking with intent.
Release.
Just off this ruck. The All Blacks have turned it over. Vital defensive work once again, and Carter's got the kick away. The bounce is good for Peterson. Now Montgomery. Janchas, first touch for him. On in place of Habana. Now Pierce-Spies, who's got great pace. Cover defence quickly there. McCaw is just simply everywhere. Another turnover to the All Blacks.
We spoke about how vital the breakdown would be today. It's a battle the All Blacks have won,
Easy up.
or are winning, I should
no,
say.
They need to. Wait.
And it's costing South Africa dearly.
Late, trying to turn it over. He's caught in the tap, trying to turn it over.
You
Free
mentioned
kick.
Richie McCaw. Got across, made the tackle again. Getting up rather slowly is Richie McCaw.
What are we doing?
Yeah, up or down.
That Goddard calls time off for Richie McCaw to get some treatment. 10 tackles made, as usual. None missed.
Looks like it might be a rib injury. A rib injury on that side, or hand or arm.
Free kick.
But he's up, he's tough. He's not going off. Concerned South African bench. Saw some of those young faces there waiting to get their opportunity. Missed tackle, and then Richie McCaw holding on, not allowing Spiss to turn.
Yeah, scrum green.
The All Blacks very quick to ruck over.
Such clever body position in making the tackle.
Right on top. Locks.
Problem with the breakdown there. He
Crouch.
could easily
Touch. Pause.
rule that
Engage.
McCaw hadn't got away from that tackle situation.
Behind 9 green.
Big scrum
Ball is
from
out.
South Africa on a New Zealand put-in. Cowan caught in possession.
Hold. Hold there. 6.
Done well to protect the ball though. It was pressure on the kick of Carter. Montgomery had to make a lot of ground, just took his eyes off it as well. First real error from the Centurion.
Well, it may well have been the fearful Ma Noni charging down on him that distracted him enough to
Let's go.
make the error. Piri Wipu makes his way on. I wonder if that's not a result of Greg Somerville having come off. John Afoa has come on. The scrum not as good. Farid Dupree has put a lot of pressure on Jimmy Cowan at the last scrum.
Touch.
Maybe
Pause,
Piri
engage.
Weepu gets his chance
Piri,
to
better next time, please.
use that strength.
He's good.
Carter probes behind the Springbok defence, and it's a brilliant, brilliant kick.
It's perfect, bouncing a foot inside the field of play. And all of a sudden, South Africa, after all their pressure, can't find back to the 22.
In here.
Now looking at that, Dan Carter, 10 kicks, 14 passes. He's had 3 darts himself.
Space dance.
Gained a few meters, tackles made, 5, not beaten any defenders. Pretty much what you expect from Dan Carter. Good handling, good kicking, good running, very complete.
A lob ball for Becker, and effectively countered by the All Blacks.
This one green. Scrum black.
So straight under pressure again, the Springboks conceding a scrum inside their 22.
From their own line-out. We thought before the game that the All Black line-out would struggle. South Africa have lost a couple of their line-outs this afternoon. Big jump by Jerome Kano at the front there, who's managed to make the steal.
Touch. Pause.
The All Black
engage.
backline is standing very wide on the right-hand side.
6.
A much better scrum from New Zealand this time. Soyalo.
Roll.
Spies picked him up and drove him back. Weepu for Kano. Past the tackle of Butch James.
Now 2 out.
Chance here for New Zealand as Muliaina probes a half gap. Weepu for Woodcock. Got away from Bismarck Duplessis.
Back.
Now Carter for Ali Williams. Carter with the loop around. Jean de Villiers was very quickly up in defence and missed Carter. South Africa piling in at the breakdown. Now Nonu over the top from Brad Thorne. It's on here for New Zealand. Soyalo, quick hands. John Afoa thinks he scored.
Well, no real celebration.
You advise try or no try, please.
Stand by. Please stand by.
Only one question from Matt Goddard this time. Is it a try or no try? Oh, the corner flag, remember, now belongs to no one.
It looks like he's dropped that.
And it looks like his left hand may be out the field of play on the ground by the time he puts it down or drops it. Well, from that angle, it looks like he's grounded it. His left hand, does his left hand touch the ground? In the act of scoring the try.
I think he's dropped
He
it.
may well have dropped it as well. There's too much doubt there, I think.
He's dropped it.
He's pushed it onto the corner flag and it's gone down.
Easy for us to say, of course. It's
Matt, this
Jeff
is
Warren.
Jeff.
Yeah.
The ball was grounded against the bottom of the touching goal, so therefore no try.
On the touching goal.
It was grounded against the touching goal, the bottom, the base of the touching goal.
So we're on the line.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
22-metre dropout. I thought he dropped that, must be honest. Which would have effectively been a knock-on. South Africa breathes a collective sigh of relief.
What's been most concerning from the South African point of view, we've spoken a lot about the breakdown. When South Africa have won a turnover, they've conceded it back immediately because there's been no support.
Weepu with the launch. He's got to play them onside. Richie McCaw can also do that. Pierre Spies handled it well.
Richie McCaw is now sore.
Montgomery slices off the side of his boot. Couple of errors from Percy Montgomery in the last 5 minutes or so. An uneasy air all of a sudden creeps around the stadium. Still plenty of time. 25 minutes left to play in the test match.
It's only a 5-point game.
I'll bring him in and hold him.
But you just get the sense that as we look at Jean de Villiers' contribution, again prominent in midfield, good on defence as well. You get the sense that if South Africa concede more points now, having had so many opportunities themselves, it would be heartbreaking.
No, it's 1:15. Play.
Woodcock does well to tidy up the possession for the All Blacks. Nonu for Smith. Plenty of space to operate with there. Good tackle from Jacobs.
Free up the ball, open up.
Afoa does well. Carter with the drop goal, back in the pocket, charged down by Pierce. Good tackle from Carter in the end. He was quick to get back and make the defensive work.
Wow, well read by Pierce. Got up there and put pressure on. Carter was very slow to make the kick. You can understand what he was thinking. Low scoring game, very, very tight indeed. And Spence got in the absolutely perfect position. Got him on the chin.
Francois Steyn comes on in place of Percy Montgomery. How significant a handover.
Wow, you've taken the words out my mouth.
Might that prove to be. And what an ovation. So richly deserved. Brian Habana on his feet with a dodgy hamstring to salute one of the greats. And that man is surely going to be one of the greats. Already a World Cup medal winner at the age of 21. Can't get his first touch now. Jean de Villiers. Not held in the tackle. Quickly back on his feet. Becker. Support from James, but they're outnumbered at the breakdown.
Hands up, 6 back, open up.
They're losing the collisions. That time they get away with a free kick.
Open up, mate.
I mentioned it just a couple of moments ago. At the breakdown, outnumbered, outbullied.
And even when Skalkberger has made the odd steal, he's ended up on the floor and no one's been there to support him, and the ball's been stolen straight back. Ricky January getting ready. Oh, that's tackled in the air, wasn't it?
Would have thought so. Just let it go.
Hold there. Last
The All Blacks do have possession.
Carried back.
Smith from inside his 22. Pierce returns it strongly.
Hands off, hands off.
Steyn and Junches there to make the clean out.
Ball's out.
Only Jacobs read that well. Now James. A little kick in behind the All Black defence. Carter just shepherding the ball. The bounce of the ball favoured him.
Clever little kick from Butch James. Saw the space. Little dinky kick. Thinks he exactly what he was trying to do. Bounce just went away from him, and the changes appear to be coming.
Ricky January warming up. Luke Watson also looks as though he's making ready. Not surprisingly, a deep restart. Dupree with the hoist. It's travelling too far, straight into touch.
Oh, the Springbok kicking game has been poor this afternoon, it must be said. Loads of errors, loads of kicks out on the full. And here come the changes. It'll be Ricky January coming off, coming on. It's going to be Skalkberger coming off as well. I'm not quite sure I understand that one. On comes Luke Watson. Watershed day for Luke Watson. This, if ever he's going to have a chance to prove himself and win the ball on the ground, it's today. And replacing Skalkberger, I'm very surprised.
There is Luke Watson peering out from behind Juan Smith at the tail. Ollie Williams went up high. Weepu for Carter.
I think it's good.
It's another excellent kick from Dan Carter. He just has it on a string. Hasn't had it off the kicking tee today, but out of hand he's been superb.
Been the difference between the two sides, really. South Africa's kicks have gone out on the full, have gone dead. Daniel Carter's been weighted perfectly.
Substitution, 2 black.
And to add to that, Joel, you mentioned a little earlier,
Time's off, gents.
it's been a surprisingly good performance in some ways from the All Blacks on South Africa's throw-ins. They contested well.
Very much so. When you're contesting lineouts against the likes of Victor Matfield, Andries Beckett, very tall man, Kevin Mealamu coming on, racing Andrew Hall. Here we see it again. Matfield goes back. Ali Williams comes up. Matfield wins it this time.
Spies in midfield.
Got it. Advantage penalty.
January caught up in the traffic. He didn't want to throw the 50-50 pass. Long arm penalty to South Africa. An ironic cheer from the Newlands faithful.
A late tackle on Butch James. With a shoulder charge it appeared to be as well.
Francois Steyn puts a huge boot downfield, doesn't find touch from a long arm. The call is that was taken back, so Steyn has a go at the middle of the field, another huge boot.
Okay, on now.
And it's an awkward one for Carter to deal with. Muliaina wants to have a go here. Becker chased him, caught him from behind. Weepu.
You can understand why the All Blacks are playing from deep. They've not seen much of the ball. They've kicked it away the last few times. All of a sudden, they want ball in hand. They want to start playing again. He hasn't even had an impact already since he came on. A little bit naughty to miss touch from a penalty. Then another big kick and a good strong chase from Frans Steyn. Dan Carter makes a good touch from a tight angle. Mealamu does well here. In fact, it's Frans Steyn who never retreated behind the offside line. Andries Becker was onside and came forward. I'm surprised to see Scott Berger sitting on the side of the field, I must say.
A pensive mood on the South African bench.
Well, 5-0. You start wondering about the lowest scoring games between these two teams. There was a 0-0 back in 1921.
The throw not straight from New Zealand. Ali Williams is not happy with the call. He was looking a bit disgruntled.
Certainly scary. Well, Andrew Hall coped pretty well with it. How will Kevin Mealamu cope with the pressure of having 2 or 3 big jumpers jumping against his locks and jumpers?
Touch, pause, engage. Wind up. Tight head, stay on.
James will again kick for
Winger,
territory.
Winger.
Played
Okay,
onside now. Tauiaba. January underneath it. Does well to hang on. Spies couldn't hold on though. Went backwards, but a turnover for the All Blacks. This is dangerous, but Nonu just slips in trying to make the step. Gives the South African defence a little bit of time to regroup.
Back.
Williams in midfield is the point man. Watson makes the tackle on Muliaina up from full back. It's opening up here for the All Blacks perhaps. Brad Thorne. Bismarck Du Plessis has got arms around that ball.
Just ball.
Emerges for the All Blacks in the end. Nonu. Cut out pass on the bounce. That proved dangerous in the first half. It led to a try. Bouncing pass. Carter sniffs an opening and puts Kahui in the gap. They're queuing up on the right here, the All Blacks. A big contest at the breakdown, but Thorne has it now. Tackle from Matfield, but quickly recycled. Weepu for Woodcock. And Tawarira makes the tackle on his Filler number 1. Now Mialamu Soyalo is waiting in the wings. Phase after phase, 11 of them now as Kano takes it up for New Zealand. Carter, little dart himself, stretch for the line. Matt Goddard wants to have a look upstairs, but if he's scored that, which he thinks he has,
Please advise, try, no try.
Thank you, Mumsy.
it could be the match winner.
You've got to say it's a brilliant passage of play. Dan Carter saw half a gap, turned and went. Does he ground this? Absolutely. Grounded, try, South Africa in trouble. 12, 13, 14 phases the All Blacks have gone through, and they've scored one of the great tries in Test rugby history between these two magnificent teams. And it may well be remembered for the little grounding, but it will be remembered as one of the patient build-ups to Test rugby tries. End to end it was, ball retention, skills, everything you could wish for, and eventually Dan Carter saw the gap, step and go. Watson came across a little too slow though, and the stretch and score never in doubt. What a great try, and South Africa now are in trouble.
Great awareness as well from Carter of where he was with that. Had no sight of the line at all.
Your side.
And Carter finally, in the 66th minute of this test match, puts a kick over the bar as well to convert his own try.
And Dan Carter's rounded it off, and he's rounded it off brilliantly. He's noticed the little gap, step and go, the pace, acceleration on the ball, brilliant stretch, but the build-up was superb.
Wipu with the kick. Now Spies, they've got to get something back quickly here, South Africa, and it can't be a penalty either. They need 2 tries.
14 minutes to go, it's going to have to be 2 tries. And right now, I'm not sure where it's going to come from. They almost need to counter-attack. It's probably where the Springboks have been most effective this afternoon.
As good as Dan Carter has been this afternoon, expect him to get a lot better now. He will be the master tactician from here on in.
He's been the master tactician the last 15 or 20 minutes. A couple of real good kicks, weighted perfectly, dropping into empty space. And even though he's missed his first 4 in a row and he's only has 1 from 5 now, he never ever looked like he was under pressure or looked like losing composure.
Juan Smith at the tail. Matt Goddard almost getting in the way. He's going to give them a scrum.
Sorry, scrum green. Scrum green. Sorry, my mistake. Locks in.
South Africa ball.
Crouch.
What do they do now? Which area of the field do they attack?
Pause.
New Zealand defence
That's the
has looked
first
strong
one you
this
feed me, and
afternoon.
it'll be the last without a sanction. Okay, thank you. Locks.
You need to see some of the patience from the All Black
Crouch.
build-up and the South African build-up now.
Touch. Pause.
That's
Engage.
important. They need to
Wind up, ball in.
look after the ball on
Behind,
the
nine,
ground
nine.
at the breakdown.
Ball's out.
Well, this is going to be offside. Juan Smith playing the ball. Ricky January had knocked it on.
Dan Carter will almost surely step up and have a shot at goal, because that would be the nail in the coffin.
It certainly would if it took the score to 15-0 with less than 12 to play.
Got to feel a bit for Juan Smith. Ricky January knocked it on. Juan Smith, well, he should know the laws a little bit better than that. Very hard not to play it though.
What a record that is. Started this game with 791 points. Just added his 24th try. 138th conversion.
26 years old and he's played 52 tests already.
32 penalties he's goaled. This one would probably put the game beyond South Africa. There's a breeze blowing, it's blowing into him, and he's come up way short. Luke Watson has got Frans Steyn outside, but opts to kick himself. A call for Wipu. Carter again, goes to the boot. Junches made an early call and a beautiful take. Watson for Jacobs. The cut-out pass from Peterson up against Toyaba, takes him towards touch. James for CJ van der Linde in midfield, turnover possession, John Afoa. Thorne for Mialamu.
Roll 7.
The All Blacks more accurate in their passing. Kahui taken by Conrad Junches, but the ball well protected and well available.
Well done.
Soyalo got away from Bismarck Du Plessis. Just a couple of meters of momentum, but critically also winding down the clock. Now Carter with the drop goal, charged down by January. It was good play from Muliaina, but an equally good tackle from Ricky January. But the All Blacks once again just protecting the ball so well. The bouncing cutout pass from Nonu for Smith. And now Toyaba with some space. Francois Steyn read it well. Huge clean out from the All Blacks, but the Springboks do well to hang on to it. Peterson, straight up the middle he goes. And now Brooks James, looking to link up with Junches but can't. Should he have held on a fraction longer? Did he force the pass, Joel Stransky?
Wow, if the pass had gone to hand, we would have said perfect. But once again, great counter-attack from South Africa. We've called it all afternoon saying how well they've countered. Peterson went through the middle this time. Again, Dan Carter a little bit slow to make that match-sealing kick. Peterson did well, realized he had two big men in front of him. Through he went. Pass was timed to perfection. Butch James could not have held on any longer. McCaw would have wrapped him up. And unfortunately, the pass just not good enough.
It's almost as though he was in the process of regaining his balance. Butch James was going at full tilt. Talk about Dan Carter's slowness with the drop goal. I find it amazing that he scored 798 test points and only 2 drop goals.
Not a great exponent of the drop goal, but he's played in a New Zealand side that has never really needed to kick many drop goals.
Oh, fair comment. Little dab ahead from Carter now, and Junches. Right on his feet, but wrapped up in the tackle. They've got arms around the ball of the All Blacks.
Thank you.
And not emerging fast enough for Matt Goddard. What did the All Blacks do? Do they have a scrum here?
7. The troops, just keep it quiet, please. Just keep the troops quiet. Scrum.
Yeah, they call a scrum. More valuable seconds. Tick away. The All Blacks on the verge of...
Just wait till I call the touch. Okay, wait till I call the touch.
Making good for their loss in Dunedin by winning away from home against South Africa.
Touch.
What'll that do to the Tri Nations log as it stands? Propel the Kiwis way out in front.
The dab ahead from Carter, bouncing a couple of inches inside the field of play.
Well, he's done it 3 times in a row now down that far side.
They've got to play with risk now, South Africa. Oh, interception from Mialamu. Game over. They took the quick throw, trying to open things up. Jean de Villiers, I don't think he knew Mialamu was anywhere close.
Disaster. Stepped inside, threw it over the top. Mialamu said, thank you very much. Early Christmas, early birthday. A gift. And if the game wasn't over before, it is now.
8 test tries before today for Kevin Mialamu. 2 of them against South Africa. Now he's got his third.
I see what New Zealand will be thinking now. Let's go get one more try, get the bonus point, and wrap up the Tri Nations right here. South Africa will need to get on the scoreboard. To be nulled in a test match is, well, in any game is rather embarrassing, to say the least.
Dan Carter adds the 2 points and goes to 800 in Test rugby, his 9th of the day. A couple of changes for South Africa. Pierre Spies and Bismarck du Plessis, replaced by Dani Rousseau and Adrian Strauss. Again cleans up at the restart. The All Blacks looking for try number 4. Floated pass over the top for Kano.
Well, the win is in the bag. They've got to play for the bonus point.
Kahui will give chase here. Up against Strauss. Strauss does well. Wins the contest. Francois Steyn. Good clean out from South Africa. Watson for Butch James. Pass straight into touch. The accuracy just not quite there.
Yeah, a little lack of cohesion almost as well. Conrad Junch is not accustomed to playing on the wing. Maybe a little bit flat there. Maybe the understanding with Butch James not quite at 100%. Brian Majati makes his way on. Whole South African bench now used. All a little bit late, and I must say I'm not 100% happy with the way the bench has been used. I'd be deeply concerned if you take off Skalkberger. The only player who's played anywhere near the contact on the ground, take him off. I'm baffled by it.
It's a good line-out from New Zealand, and McCall very much in control at the back of it. And McCall got away. Wayne Barnes had his eyes right there, looking for a foot in touch.
Oh, Dan Carter made a good leave there, I think, with Butch James flying up to make the tackle.
Right inside.
Probably knew there was advantage being played. And bonus point time it is for the All Blacks. Down into the corner.
8 and 10.
Well, the All Blacks have certainly taken their opportunities throughout this game, but you've also got to give credit to their defence. South Africa showed a lot on the counter-attack in the first half of this game. Came away with nothing. A couple early in the second half as well. Came away with nothing. The defence of New Zealand is just frustrated. South Africa no end. Stephen Donald with a first touch, having replaced Carter.
Out now, Green!
Making valuable ground.
Leading.
Big clean out from Matfield.
Play!
And an even bigger one from Dani Rousseau. But Muliaina comes away with the ball.
Hands off! Feet! 17, you're out of it.
Now it comes for Donald again. Kahui, good little show of the ball. to his Chiefs teammate. Adam Thompson also on.
Play, ball's out.
January quick to put the pressure on Weepu, but good little dab through from Donald. Junches back to dive on the ball. And the New Zealanders off their feet.
On the 5, gents.
Steyn. Quick to take the free kick and hoof it upfield. Kahui and Tauiaba. Kahui opts to use the up and under himself. Matfield beautifully out of the air.
Oh dear, he's fine. It's good play now.
And there is the final siren. Next time the ball is dead, the game is over. South Africa still with nothing on the scoreboard.
But let it come black.
James for Watson. McCaw got a hand in there. It went backwards and into touch. Matt Goddard signals that is the end of the game. It's been a fantastic performance from Richie McCaw and his All Black side. Congratulations from Becker to Soyalo. 3 tries and a couple of conversions for New Zealand. Nothing to South Africa. Huge defensive performance from New Zealand. They consolidate their position atop the Tri Nations log.
A comprehensive win for New Zealand in the end by 19 points to 0. And this is how the table looks. The All Blacks in pole position, 5 points clear of Australia, who still have 3 games left to play. And next week's game, big match from Durban. Certainly for Australia, it looks as though it's all over for South Africa. South Africa against Australia is on Sky Sports Extra, and you can see that from 2:30 next Saturday afternoon. Well, Michael was on a reminder that we've got the Middlesex Sevens. It's on now via the red button, and you can see it also after coverage of this match finishes.